Hey guys, Tyson Colby here with Innotech Marine. Do a quick video showing you guys how to install the Accutroll Throttle Control Module under the hood or under the cowling of your kicker motor. Uh, the, the module itself comes with a 1 meter power cable. Um, and basically, installation is super simple with this. You just need to be able to tie this into power underneath your motor, find a place to conveniently mount it, and I mean that's pretty much it. This system is greatly simplified over competitive products where you have to actually run cabling outside of the motor, tie it into the battery and all that. So what I've done is I've already taken the liberty of adding these Velcro patches. These are these AFLOC heavy duty plastic Velcro fastener, and that has some VHB sticky stuff on the back. So what I found though is it takes some time for these swatches to sort of cure to the motor and to the part. So once you place them, don't be putting this on and off multiple times, because you'll want to give this like overnight for it to be in place before you start pulling on it. Yeah, and so literally you just need to connect, find power. So here on this Yamaha 99, we have a ground bolt here, here. So any chassis bolt for the negative side will work fine. And then you want to find your power coming in from your battery, and that's this lug right here. And so we'll simply connect this to power and ground, and the module basically just parasitically attaches to your battery and your motor, and is a very light draw while this is powered. The device itself is actually intelligent and monitors the bus voltage, so if it drops below like 12.1 volts or any programmable setting, actually this thing will go into a really deep sleep, and it's hardly any draw at all. One of the things we want to consider is adding this inline ATC 2-amp fuse to your throttle control module. It's left loose so that you can install it where convenient, depending on how things are arranged in your particular motor. But given this motor here, there's plenty of room, so we're going to go ahead and install that fuse holder right here. You want to install the fuse as close to the ring terminal as you can, and what that does is that fuse protects this entire length of cable should this cable get pinched somewhere or rub against something. If there's ever a time where this wire might short, this fuse is going to protect you. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that real quick here. This is an IDC style fuse holder. So what it basically means is that you can just kind of crimp it into place. So I'm just going to pull back some of this. I'm going to cut right about here. And then this goes in one side, then the other side, and you just fold these over. Take some pliers, and that's that. Super simple. Take your blade fuse. Done. So that'll install right there. Then we'll take our 10mm bolt or socket, and we'll attach the power here. Okay guys, the kit also includes a small tube of this super lube, which is a synthetic dielectric grease. We include this so that you can actually take that grease and squeegee it in to the servo connector and to our micro can bus port here. That will just keep this as a waterproof. It will coat it'll plug the electrical ports so that they don't get any water intrusion or have any corrosion. So make sure you liberally put some of this dielectric grease into these connection points, and if you want, you can actually even rub them on your ring terminals here. All right, guys, I got the motor here flipped around, and we're going to continue walking through the installation of the throttle control module. Before you proceed to get this scanned and configure it in the app, you're going to want to make sure that your device is being powered. You'll know that you have power if you have a red LED shining through the overmolding here, and you'll also see a green blinking LED. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, while the device is powered on, is we're going to open the Accutroll app. The first thing the app does is checks for updates and pulls down any firmware updates, OTA updates for the throttle controller. But since we have no devices currently saved on our app, you can see it goes right to the screen that says add new device. It says locate the barcode on your device, ensure it is powered on, and press scan. So we'll go ahead and scan it. And now, while the device is powered, you're going to want to scan that QR code with the app. It's going to ask you to connect, say connect. And now it's doing some discovery. It's learning more about the device, fetching some device details, and once it fully finds it, you'll see that we found a throttle control module. We'll save that device profile. You can actually see here that we have an update available, a firmware update. So we're going to show you how to update the firmware in a different video, so I can just kind of stay on track here. So what we want to do is now, just if tapping the tile will launch the user interface of the throttle controller. The first time you launch it, you're going to see a message, and it says keep the app in the foreground. Keep the app open and the screen unlocked to maintain real-time connection to your TCM. To conserve battery, the app dims your screen during inactivity. Navigating away, locking the screen, or answering calls may disrupt the real-time connection, which triggers a fail-safe condition, resetting the throttle to 0%. And then we have a couple of options of don't show the message again and disable throttle failsafe. Now, what does all this mean? The app maintains a real-time WebSocket connection to the throttle controller. And so the throttle controller firmware is designed such that if there is nothing connected to it, no clients or no controllers connected to it, it's going to assume that the throttle should be at 0%. This is fine for most people. If you're a charter captain in the Great Lakes and you've got 14 rods out, and for some reason your app becomes disconnected, you don't want your throttle to reset to 0 because you might have a mess on your hands. So we give you the option to disable that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I don't need to see this message again, but I'm going to disable the throttle failsafe. And you'll see it comes up with a message that says you must manually disable your motor using the motor's kill switch or key if the TCM communication to the app cannot be restored. What this simply means is, if for some reason you lose your phone, you drop your phone, or it breaks or dies, or for some reason you can't get the app to communicate with the controller anymore, it's on you to go kill your motor with the kill switch or key. That's all it is. It's not meant to frighten you. So I'm going to accept. Okay, so the first screen here, since this is a brand new install, we get to the servo calibration screen. You'll notice that there's a message here saying you must initially disconnect the servo horn from the servo before continuing. And this is to prevent the servo from forcing the throttle beyond its range. And after we determine the idle position, we can reconnect the servo horn. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the phone over here. I'm going to go say next. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. So the first thing we need to do is unscrew the servo horn. Okay. Now with it disconnected, I can plug in the servo into the throttle controller. Now you'll notice that this isn't keyed, and this can get plugged in both ways. You're not going to damage anything if you plug it in wrong, but the ground lead needs to be on the left towards the center of the module. Okay, now we're going to say next. in this screen, you select what servo you're using. So if you're using our Accutroll servo, it's the first on the list. We also have some high-tech servos, popular ones here is listed. And if you don't have anything listed, we have a setting called safe defaults, which you can use. If you want, you can also custom, and you can set the minimum pulse width. This is more for advanced setters or users that have a particular servo that's not listed and they know what the pulse minimum and maximum pulse width range is on it. So we're going to go back and hit Accutroll servo, say next. And the first thing it does is it basically sends the motor to a mid position, a mid range of your of whatever the sweep range is of your motor. Now this is normally a fine position to leave it at. You might find that you have to sort of bias it, start sort of on one side or not. And you're going to have to figure this out because you're going to have to see which way the motor moves when you adjust the slider. So with this being in idle position, I'm going to walk this up again, just tighten it up and get it close. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now you can see we have some slack. And now I'm going to use the app to sort of fine tune. It's a little too much. You can see we're actually opening the throttle body here. So we want to make sure that the throttle body is closed and just have just enough slack where, but this is all the way closed. So we're going to save this as our idle position. And then the next step is we need to now manually sweep the motor to what we call full throttle. So you can do that with the slider or this jog dial. And you don't need much range or much throttle opening to maintain trolling speed. So I mean that's probably pretty close. You can see I can open it really wide, but I'm going to put it about there. Now we save the full position. And after we've done that, we've now defined where idle and full throttle are. And so what the app is going to do is now map that range to 0 to 100%. So you can see right now it's actually kind of loose, and we could probably snug that back up. But if we go to 100%, you can see that, throttle's open, and we can slide to idle. Now, if you have a little slack here and you want to pull that up a little bit more, just go into settings, servo calibration, and you can start this whole process over. Recalibrate. I think that looks good. I think that looks good. Save. Next. Finish. So that's a little better.